in studio today. Joining me is Austin and Taylor Dyer, head coaches of the men's and women's Lakeland College Rustlers volleyball teams. Guys, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Obviously, playoffs are coming up, and for both of you guys, you know, there's some pressure for the men. It's, I guess, that pressure of not having been in it for a while. And for the women, I guess it's almost that dynasty, that legacy, trying to keep it going. How do you guys sort of, I guess, deal with that pressure going in?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep doing what we've been doing the last number of years. This season's been different, obviously, as we graduated three fifth-year players last year, and you know there could be an argument that they might have been the three best players in the league, and so you know trying to replace those players, it's not really something you can do right away. But you know my young players that came in to take their spots they've been great, and so it's been fun to watch them develop and get through all of that. And then we had a really good regular season, and so now heading into playoffs, it's about those young players getting that playoff experience. And so, you know, most of them have been around to watch and to see what that looks like, but it's never the same until you're actually in it. And so, you know, we're hoping we're going to be able to make some noise at conference championships this coming week. But, you know, even if we don't, you know, I think the experience and everything that's gained from just being in those pressure situations and in the playoffs, it's going to go a long way for our program moving forward.
And for the men's team.
And for us, we keep talking as a group that like the pressure, there shouldn't be any pressure for us. I think the pressure has been the last few years of that core group of veteran guys that have worked so hard to try and get to this point, to get back into the playoffs, to turn our program around, to turn our culture around. It's been really awesome to watch them grow, and I think they put so much pressure on themselves to get to this point. I just want them to continue with, you know, to not be satisfied with just making playoffs, and now let's see if we can make some noise and really put some pressure on some teams and then continue to build on that so that, again, we can maybe be more like the women's program who are in the playoffs year after year after year, and then eventually, you know, medaling and getting to nationals and those types of things. So again, hopefully not much pressure as far as this weekend is concerned, because I think we just want to be there and really make some noise and let the pressure be on the other teams.
Now, obviously, for the men, you guys are going down to Lethbridge, and they are the host team. What's that going to be like having to play that first game against the host in a gymnasium that they're familiar with and you guys aren't?
Yeah, you know what? As far as those guys have never been there, it's going to be a real cool experience. So again, we're just going to enjoy the moment and take it all in and not let that be a factor, hopefully, right? I mean, it's hard to tell how the guys will respond once we get in there, but I think the environment that they're going to get to play in is going to be like they've never seen before. And so, again, it just adds to the excitement, it adds to the experience, and hopefully they're able to play their style of volleyball and play our game regardless of who our opponent is or where we're playing. But I think it's going to be an awesome experience for them.
And then, Austin, you guys are going down to Medicine Hat, and your first game's against Red Deer College. How do you stack up against them?
Yeah, you know, we're going to be in tough. Red Deer's, they're a very good team. They're coached by one of the best coaches in the country. And you know, if we were to match up player for player, you know, we're going to be in pretty tough against them. But we're a completely different type of team than all of the top teams that are going to be there. You know, we're smaller, we're built around ball control, defense, and you know, a team like us can be very frustrating for a bigger, more physical team that's relying on all offense all the time and not really expecting the ball to come back. And so, you know, the goal for us is going to be to force the issue and you know, to try to get our opponents to make a number of mistakes that they're not used to by, again, controlling the ball and getting it to continue to go back over. But that being said, you know, if we're in system, we're a very potent team. You know, our offense can run at a very high level, and so like our top end is good enough to win the tournament. The only area that we're going to struggle and run into is if we're out of system, because we're going to be significantly smaller than all the other top teams there. It's hard for us to compete if we don't control the ball very well. And so, you know, for us, it's not going to matter who our opponent is. We're going to have to play our style regardless of who we're playing against. And if we're able to do that and you know, add some consistency with that, we'll have a chance to beat anybody. Just the only difference from this year from previous years is if we don't do that, you know, scores can get pretty lopsided. We can get completely blown out and lose 25-10, but then still have the opportunity to come back and win. And so that's just kind of the dynamic and how my team is built this year. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes against a team that's very well coached and you know, has a lot of good players.
Well, thank you guys for coming in, and we wish you all the best of luck this weekend in the ACAC playoffs.